Welcome to another episode of the House Huddle Podcast. Here are your hosts.
The middle of the 15 to the 20, breaks free of the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 of the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5, touchdown Bears!
Huddle up! Welcome into a live episode of the House Huddle Podcast. I tried to end the episode right away by doing our outro video instead of our intro video, so this will be fun. But yeah, welcome in. This is going to be a live episode where the fans get to basically decide what the outcome of this mock draft is. We already got someone in the comments. We got Dr. Truth. We got two doctors. We got Dr. JoJo Boxer in the chat too. So welcome in. You guys are going to be driving this show. We're going to do our best. We're going to use the Pro Football Focus mock draft simulator. We'll have that up on the board. You guys can see who's available, what trades we might talk through. Myself, Justin, Bob, we're going to help guide, and we're going to let you guys make those decisions. Whatever that consensus is, that's who we go with. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, doing very well, man. Doing very well. I also want to just point out, if you haven't already, House Huddlers, go ahead and watch an episode we did on 3 different draft strategies, because tonight we're going to, like Rob said, go with the House Huddle consensus, but that could involve trading up, that could involve trading back. There's a lot the Bears can do, and there's a lot we can do here on the House Huddle.
Yeah, I think at this point, we put out 5 or 6 different versions of a mock draft, and, they're all different from us, and the comments that you guys all put out there, there's always criticisms or different things that, could have done. So I'm really excited to see what everybody thinks tonight. We got all the ideas out there and choose the consensus. It'll be fun.
Well, apparently Dr. Truth wants to torture me already. All right. Well, I'm going to throw up the mock draft simulator. We'll basically just start rolling.
So Rob, I actually think, are you using Pro Football Network?
We're using Pro Football Focus. Now, I will say I am a subscriber, so I do get the full access of their mock draft simulator, which does allow us to do trades. It allows us to do the full 7 rounds. We are leaving it as their default for everything outside of speed. Obviously, we're doing all 7 rounds for the Chicago Bears. And, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the draft. Won't start it quite yet. One of the things that we've talked about, right, is that there is an opportunity possibly for the Chicago Bears to trade up to try and get a stud. Some of the things that were being talked about on the NFL channel on SiriusXM today was it's most likely that the Browns are probably going to go Travis Hunter over Shedeur Sanders. I don't fully understand. I mean, I do understand it from a talent perspective, but they need a damn quarterback, so I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do about who's going to be throwing the ball to anybody. And but there is a chance. There's a chance that Shedeur Sanders could go 3 to the Giants still. And the only reason I say that is Darius Slayton on social media was defending him coming out of his pro day with his little ball pump taps before he threw the ball. So if by chance Abdul Carter gets the 4, I might be pounding the table for the chat to try to do that. But again, it's your draft, not mine.
Yeah, we don't need to sway the chat, but we definitely will give everybody the opportunity to see if that's the direction we should go in.
So Before we start, though, can I just throw one more crazy scenario out there for you, Rob?
Yes.
Now, the Giants pick at 3, but they pick early in the 2nd round. There was talk of the Bears trading back all the way into the 2nd round with them if they wanted to take Shedeur Sanders possibly at 10. Then you have, I think, 33. You'd get next year's first of the Giants, all that, and you could trade back into the first. So anyway, there's a lot out there, but another crazy scenario to put our minds around.
I don't have, Gary Rappaport is not in the chat, so I am not for sure if that's going to happen. But as far as I understand, as Bob just pointed out, I believe he's still a free agent as of right now.
Yeah, Tomlin had no updates of significance with that. So is that the Steelers waiting it out? Is that Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, who actually knows? But yeah, he is not a Pittsburgh Steeler as of right now.
All right. So do we think Cam Ward is going to go first? Let's find out. Oh, apparently I hit pause too soon. I thought it was going to end up going faster than that. There he goes. Cam Ward went first overall.
Okay, so that's as expected.
All right. We're just going to kind of pause our way through this a little bit here. Travis Hunter, as I called it, what I think is going to happen in real life. Come on, Shedeur Sanders.
We'll have to see. This is the big pivot point right here. Oh, there it goes.
All right, Abdul Carter's gone. At this point,
okay, all right.
Does anyone in the chat think it's worth drafting or trading up for anyone left? Are you going to trade up for Ashton Genty, who is now rumored to possibly go to the Jets if he passes the Raiders?
Wow.
And they might be trading Breece Hall.
Well, so I don't know about trading up for Ashton Genty, but I mean, Mason Graham is a guy out there. So anyone in chat interested in moving up for Mason Graham?
Or by what Rob said, if other guys are going, does Mason Graham fall? I don't think he falls all the way to 10, but be interesting. All right, let's see.
All right, no one's trading up.
That's a consensus so far.
Good. I agree with all of you. Good job.
Yeah, there you go.
Will Campbell.
Okay.
There goes Mason Graham.
This is a big pick for Genty. Oh,
there goes Genty. All right. I'm going to pause it one more time. Anyone want to move up 3 spots, 2 spots, 1 spot?
Is anyone nervous about 10 now?
All right. Still no trades. Don't want to trade up. No trade. Yes. Too bad about Carter.
All right. Let's see.
There
Are you running it, Rob?
Thank you.
Kevin says, let it ride.
Let's see.
By the way, I love the photo there, Kevin. That is awesome.
All right. Let's go. Let's let it ride.
It's delayed for some reason. There it goes.
Shedeur.
To the Jets. I guess they don't like Justin Fields after all.
Mambu,
okay. Who went 9?
Golden, okay.
Wow, Golden went before T-Mac. That's a little interesting.
So,
all right.
Chicago Bears are on the clock, huh?
The Hallis Huddle is on the clock.
Can't wait to see where chat's going here.
Can they see the names, or do we need to read those out?
All right, so
they should be able to read it. I can scroll down, but we got T-Mac,
Tyler Warren,
Mike Green,
Green,
Will Johnson.
Trading
my guy's still available, Michael Williams.
So one person here says Warren or trade back. That's from.
Do we have any trade offers coming our way?
Look, we got 6 teams that are interested in trading. The Colts look like they have the top one here.
So you're only going back 4 picks there.
Oh, Kevin, Will Campbell went, I believe, 4th overall in this one.
Yeah, Kevin. Will Campbell went 4th to the Patriots.
So can you, Rob, click so we see what other teams there are?
Dr. Truth, I don't disagree with you there.
I agree with that a lot too.
And we got Philip, who also likes Warren.
Bob, say it again for everybody. What does Ben Johnson always say he wants to do?
The same things look different and different things look the same. So you're lining up Cole Kmet and Tyler Warren. I just think that's going to be a nightmare for defenses.
All of a sudden, Warren's at quarterback. Caleb's split wide.
All right, let's see. Okay. I don't think anyone wants to move all the way back to 29, right? That would be with the Commanders. So let's assume everyone wants to either move back to 14 or take Tyler Warren. Can we get a consensus in the chat trading back to 14, or do you want to try to get Tyler Warren right here?
Was there anything in the early 20s, or was that was at 14 and 29?
Yeah, it went all the way to 29.
Okay. All right. So I have to agree with you there. Not down to 29, because that probably involves a future first and stuff like that. That's not what we want to do here today.
Right.
All right. So what's the chat saying here?
All right. Philip says go back. Dr. JoJo Boxer says trade back.
David's back.
Dr. Truth wants a long snapper. I think Warren can do that too.
David says to trade back.
He can do it all.
You line up Warren and Komet in the middle. They won't even know who's going to snap the ball.
All right, I think more people want to trade back here. But at 14, maybe Warren's still there.
Consensus, trading back.
Let's see.
So what's the full trade, though?
Yeah, we have to
it's
form
not just 14. It's what else?
Yeah, we have to form it.
All right, they're not obviously going to give us their second round pick. You're probably just going to get their third at 80. So we can move back, get their pick at 80, and we'll be done.
Wait, when you did 45, I thought it still was kind of green.
No, it went completely away.
Okay, never mind.
I'm sorry, 34% chance.
Not worth it. Unless we throw. Well, what if we throw something back, though?
I mean, we could try to throw back 72. That's going to get you the trade. If I go to 148, that moves us up to 45% chance.
Like what's
no
the risk?
2026 picks. All right. What if we're getting 2026 picks back, though, Dr. Truth? Are you good with that?
For this, like Bob said, for this exercise, what's the fun in that?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I for this.
All right, go for 80 then, I guess. Don't put anything else in on our end. We'll take 80, 14.
Can we get 80 and, I don't know, another fifth from them or something, or a fifth or sixth? Does that matter?
Yeah, we can get 189.
Cool.
I'm sure we're not going to be wanting to pick the guy we get at 189.
Probably not.
All right, but go ahead. Why not?
Yeah, we can still get 151 too.
Do it.
All right, let's see what they do. Trade accepted. All right.
Who did they trade up for? Do we want to make a prediction? I think they want Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I mean, they're rumored.
Oh,
they're rumored.
They took Jalen Walker.
He would have been there anyway.
Oh, Tyler Warren goes to the
Cowboys. All right, so Chad. Oh boy, we go middle linebacker. This really widens up. This is a really interesting scenario because this is there. I mean, there's not a very popular pick here. It's wide open.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knows who I want here, and that would be Mykel Williams, who's not even that.
Is very interesting at the kind of the athlete of the pass rusher. You go kind of a high floor, low ceiling left tackle like Banks. Are we going to take the top receiver off the board? Where are we at, Chad? What are we thinking?
Well, also,
what do you guys like? Kenneth Grant?
Is Mike Green off our board because we think he doesn't fit the scheme or because of off-field stuff?
I mean, he's not completely off my board, but I'm not like.
All right, so Chat seems to be stuck. No one wants to go out on a limb here. Are there trade offers? Can we go back to 15 and get another 6th-round pick?
Well, 22 sets us up nicely to take Josh Simmons, which I like if he falls that far.
Yeah, again, this is the Chat's draft. I don't think it's realistic to be able to trade back 2 times, but if anyone wants to pound the table for it, let us know now. Kevin, Phillip, JoJo, Boxer, what do you guys want? Green's a no-go because of the all-fuel stuff.
Off-field
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those really weird things where there's nothing, I don't know, legal, but, where there's smoke, there's fire maybe, but you also don't want to speculate. It's a weird one there.
That's fair. All right, so we are picking, though, we said.
Well, I don't think Chat's really said anything.
Nope. The only thing we've got right now is that we're not going Mike Green. JoJo Boxer doesn't want Green.
Wasn't realistic.
So who wanted Grant? Somebody mentioned Grant. Phillip, is Grant, is this too early for Grant, or is this right in the spot Grant can go?
So let's look real quick where I have him on my board. We're at what, 14?
14.
On my board, I have Grant currently.
Phillip's going to take over the chat.
I have Grant at 18. So if we want him, we got to get him now.
Okay. The other guy I like, Dave Brugler's last top 100 as of a week ago, updated 31st, has Kenneth Grant at 26.
He's got Kenneth Grant at 6.
No, but I mean, we're talking about a tier. He's got to be in the same tier as all these other players here, so I don't think that's necessarily a reach.
Looks like
JoJo says Grant, Kevin says Grant, so I think that's
all right.
Consensus.
That's with Grant. Sorry, guys, I don't know why
the chat
crapped out, but All right, here we go.
Grant.
Grant at 14. I like it.
Some people say that's Mason Graham's success had a lot to do with Kenneth Grant. So
that's right. All right, there goes Mike Green. I think that's a better fit for Atlanta anyway. There goes my guy, Michael Williams. T-Mac. Now, I'm going to get to 20 here. Does anybody in the chat want to trade back up into the first round? That was also another scenario that we did. I want to give everyone a chance here before we just let it go all the way to 39. Does anyone want to trade back up into the first round? And how high up would you like to trade?
Or do you like 39 and 41 and what could be there?
Well, hey, Dr. Truth, to be fair, no one else was kind of saying it. Maybe if we lost the chat, that's fine. But, you know, we got to have some people speak up.
There were 3 people say Grant and no one said anything else.
So one person that I'm interested maybe in exploring and trading up for is Akuba from Ohio State.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. Did I just completely butcher that? No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So I'm not advocating for it, but like that's an interesting prospect for me if everybody else is interested.
Philip says hold where we're at.
Okay.
David said keep the
Dr. JoJo Boxer wants to move it on to 39.
All right. Dr. Truth, I think you're getting outvoted here if you want to trade up. So I apologize the chat wasn't working.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Truth. We're just trying to do with what we see on this end. Who would you have taken though instead of Grant? Just curious.
Yeah, let us know in the chat who you would have taken rather than Grant, and we will talk about it in our recap episode some point next week.
So I guess we're moving, huh, Rob?
Yep, moving on.
Campbell. Banks at 21. That's about right. There goes your guy, Bob.
Which
to
guy?
The Chargers.
Amika Gbuga.
To the Chargers.
Walter Nolan. There goes Josh Simmons at 25. Tyler Booker at 26.
You want to take another pause? Some guys are flying off. See if anyone else is worth trading up for.
Pierce fell all the way to 28, and he's in the division with the Lions. Trade down and get Hampton for me if we're still in the first round. So that'd be trading up, though.
Yeah, so David, right now we picked Grant at 14. Omarion Hampton is still available, but we would have to trade back up into the first round.
You're not giving up that much at this point. You're only going up 10 spots, maybe.
Yep. Does anyone else want to try to trade up for Omarion Hampton?
Or a better question is, how much do people think Hampton is better than some of the other guys, other running backs that are going to be available? Judkins, Henderson, Caleb Johnson.
Not sure if chat's frozen again or if no one's thinking about moving up here.
Take a back later, Philip says.
Okay.
So are we going to let it ride again? That's the question. If not trading up, I think Hampton makes sense to trade up, but I don't know who else. Otherwise, it's just...
Philip wants to take it back later.
All right. I like Hampton and Judkins about the same. Dr. JoJo Boxer.
Let it ride, David. JoJo.
Right.
JoJo, are you comfortable waiting until 39 to see if either one of them fall?
Yep.
Everyone seems to want to let it ride.
All right, here we go. So we're Poles and they're Cunningham.
Ian Cunningham, yep.
There goes Loveland to Washington. That's interesting.
There you go, JoJo.
Oh, Hampton.
Hampton went.
Saquon and Hampton. Whew.
To the Eagles.
Oh.
Okay, well, that literally makes zero sense.
I don't know. Hey.
You never know. The NFL best player available, right? I mean,
yeah. Saquon, they got some mileage on him last year. All right.
JoJo's a gambling man. Michael Hardy says Caleb Johnson. This might be.
So we're about 5 picks away.
Yeah, I think this will be a fun pick here.
There goes that big safety.
Yeah, I like him.
Tyleek Williams. I thought he was getting hurt. Josh Connerly, who's got a top 30 visit. TJ Sanders.
All right, we're up. We have 39 and 41 here.
All right, chat. Here we go. We got
Rob,
what I need to think about here. Offensive line, Gray Zabel, who could play interior, took some snaps at center at the Senior Bowl. Connerly's off the board there, Dr. Truth. He just went at 37. Just went at 37.
Or Judkins.
Judkins is available. So do we want to look at running back here? I know a lot of people were talking running back.
So Watts, one of the picks should be Watts, is what Philip says.
We got a vote for Zabel, a vote for Judkins. We got a vote for Watts. I think everyone knows how much I like Watts. If you guys are a fan of the show, I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. So
we talked up Zabel for a while, but once the Bears made some of the trades, I should say, for Tooney and Jackson, then I feel like we stopped talking about Zabel.
Kevin says Watts and then a running back. So Dr. Truth, with both Caleb Williams and Trevion Henderson still available, I think we could probably go with a different player here at 39 and probably get Judkins at 41 as long as you don't get outvoted.
Yeah, but then the Connerly or Watts is an interesting.
Connerly's gone.
Connerly's off the board.
Connerly's not. Sorry, I was just going off of. Okay.
I mean,
yeah, I definitely find waiting until 41 for running back.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And especially like Caleb Johnson, like Trevion Henderson is kind of my draft crush at the moment. But chat wants to go with what chat wants.
Who does the chat see? Who does the chat see on that board that they feel has a first round grade or value?
All right, so we got 3 votes for Watts. Dr. Truth says Watts, Zabel, or Judkins. So,
all right.
I think here we'll just go with Watts.
People have spoken. Watts. Insurance on Brisker.
Look, this is a pretty good spot for him too. 39 I think is really good spot.
Let's see if a running back goes. Nope.
Cornerback. All right, we got 2 votes for Judkins here. 1 vote for Caleb Williams. Caleb Johnson, sorry.
Caleb Williams would be a steal.
Yes, I agree. Safety is a need. Safety is a need. Now, Jaquan Brisker is, cleared now, so he'll be back. That is definitely a good thing. But look, Kevin Byard was definitely, up there in age. Came back and had a nice rebound season with them after a rough season with the Eagles. Probably kicking himself. He left them one season too late, though, after that Super Bowl run. But
so I think chat's pretty
Judkins, yeah.
Judkins seems like it. And we want Judkins instead of is there a trade down opportunity? But Judkins seems like the pick if we keep the pick.
Let's take a quick look at trades.
We don't pick again until 72, and we have 80 now from that other earlier trade back.
Oh, that's right, we do have 80.
We do have 80. Now we could move back to 43 or 48. You guys got to let us know. Do you think it's worth the gamble? I know Dr. Jojo Boxer said he was a gambling man.
I mean, chat seems to think Judkins best available here, so maybe
if anything, take Judkins and think about packaging 72 or 80 to move up. But go ahead. I think the people want Judkins, Rob.
Yep, I think that's the pick.
So the best trade that we could do would be 43 and 113 for 41.
I'd just grab Judkins.
Get your guy.
Not worth it. We got a consensus on who to take.
Yep.
You got then you take the guy.
Quinshawn Judkins, which is crazy to me that Pro Football Focus now has Cam Scatabo ranked higher than all of these guys.
That is crazy, and it's wrong. So good job, Jack.
And I love Scatabo, but I do not have him above that. I have him in the same tier as Dylan Sampson.
Zabel went right after to the Jets.
Makes sense. All right, I think we can speed up to get to 72 as long as no one's wanting to push up to trade into.
Who would be worth like Landon Jackson? Like who would we package?
I think he went.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but it would be a defensive end. I mean, I could just take a quick look here to see who's available.
Take a look at that position group.
Oh, wait. No, I lied. This is one of the things I don't like about
PFF.
their.
Oh, you can't see the available players?
You can't see who's available.
Ooh,
All right.
happy.
But I can tell you off the top of my head. So, like, Prince would be available.
I'll take a look too here. Let's see.
Yeah, Landon Jackson just went.
Tuamalo from Ohio State.
Yeah, Jack Sawyer.
You had to throw him in, didn't you?
I mean, Jack Sawyer is one of those guys where, like, if the consensus is that I'm talking about consensus in, like,
Scout
grand scheme scouting is that he's a 3rd-round pick, but our scout here on the House Huddle has him as a end of 1st round, early 2nd round guy, then that's something you just run up to the podium in the 3rd round when he falls to you and just grab your guy.
That's true.
Hey, Kevin asked a question here. Is Pro Football Focus ranks based on average draft pick consensus? No. From what I understand, they are currently just using Trevor Sikkema as their main ranker at this point, but I know he had stated that they are in the process of creating more of like a consensus board among their own people. So it's a good chance that going into the future, there'll be, in the next couple of years, or hopefully by next year, they'll have more of a consensus ranking that's similar to like what you would see on Fantasy Pros if you go over there for like their fantasy football rankings. All right, so we're going to just let it ride to 72.
Hey, Dr. Truth, I've read, seen some things about Jack Beck recently too. Very, very interesting, especially if he can fall to that 3rd round. I think that wide receiver 3 for the Bears is still something that, I like some of the free agent signings, but I definitely think that there's an opportunity to add an impact player there.
Yeah, but just to let you know, he did go. He went at 43 to the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, so right after our picks. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
He is off the board.
I know you're doing a lot, Rob, but if we can, let's get those picks so that the people who are joining late can see who we got. Although I don't know if it'll roll over us showing people's comments, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll all learn together.
We're learning together.
Yeah, so we traded back. Let me just quickly update here.
Yep, 14.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to trade up, Rob. So can you just like slow resume until?
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
Sawyer went though, 52.
Yeah, back-to-back Ohio State edge rushers there.
All right, so PFF is learning from us, I guess. Here go the edges.
So wait, if there's a run, do we need to trade up?
Well, we can't see who's all gone, but I can.
I hate not being able to see it.
So let's see. Who might be? We might have to wait and just see, because actually none of the names I see are.
There's still some people left.
Trading up worthy, I don't think.
There's still some guys left that I would be okay with.
We have 72 and 80, so.
Yeah.
Oops, that's one Sean.
All right. That's where we're at right now. Let me know if I have spelling mistakes because I quickly typed that in there.
Looks good. Kenneth Grant at 14. Xavier Watts, 39. Quinshon,
all right.
41. All right, we're up.
So immediately I see a guy that jumps off the page to me, but we'll see what chat thinks.
All right, so we got some tight ends here in Arroyo and Mason Taylor. Jordan Burke out of Oregon here is a good 4-3 defensive end. A lot of tight ends. Terrence Ferguson they have ranked high. We want to look at a tackle. You can go Ozzie Trapilo. I can never say his name correctly, out of Boston College. Defensive tackles, you got tons of options here, but we already got Kenneth Grant, so can't imagine we would go that route. Wide receiver.
Can you filter just wide receivers?
We can definitely filter just wide receivers.
Is Taylor Noel still there?
Got Trey Harris, Jalen Knoll,
Royals.
Tez Johnson, Isaiah Bond, who we obviously know that the Chicago Bears are interested in.
And Rob is interested in.
Yes. In fact, I have moved him up in my rankings, by the way. He is currently, let me just do a quick control find here.
Is the chat frozen? I'm not getting any activity here.
Could
Yeah,
be.
frozen again, which is unfortunate.
I don't understand what's going on here with YouTube.
Yeah, I wish that we had
Apparently, I got to get the.
Oh, there we go, Dr. Truth. Yeah, so Dr. Truth, same page. That's the guy who jumped out to me right away.
Jason Taylor's son, by the way.
I mean,
So real quick, I have Isaiah Bond ranked 51st now.
Okay.
Moved him up into a second round grade for me.
Kevin in the chat looking like he might want us to take a receiver here.
Mason Taylor, I have at 53 in the same tier as Isaiah Bond.
Because he has Royals and Noel.
Yeah, I have Royals ranked higher than Noel. I have him at 50.
No, sorry.
Let's get these chats in here.
Don't let Rob bully us.
That's right, Dr. Truth. That's right.
So, do people think edge must be addressed here?
So let's take a look and see what's available at the defensive end position real quick.
Bob's probably turning red because that's not BPA, but
I'm biting my tongue so hard right now. Come on, guys. It's so simple. Who's
Well,
at the top of your board? Let's,
yeah.
I don't
like
want to bully them either, though, Dr. Truth. So,
true.
let it happen.
I'm just throwing out my rankings. I'm
Dr. Truth,
not trying to convince anyone of anything.
Dr. Truth wants us to sort by
Yeah,
edge.
let's see who's available DNs. Yeah.
And then I think you have to uncheck the other one, don't you?
I do if we want to remove them. We want to remove wide receiver.
It doesn't matter.
It's interesting to see them because those seems to be and tight ends seem to be the three positions people are looking at right now.
I guess I see. You could put all three on together.
So just for the chat's purposes here, I got Josiah Stewart, Jordan Burke. Those two are in the same tier. Elijah Roberts I have as a 4th round grade, who they have underneath him. Justin, I cannot pronounce this guy's name for the life of me, but Oluwafemi Oladejo, yeah, out of UCLA. I have him in the same tier as Elijah Roberts. Yeah, so we have 72 and 80.
Yes. Question: is this where Bond usually goes?
Slot receiver, defensive end. That's definitely tight end is definitely an option.
You want to put up all three of those positions on the same?
Yeah, why don't we do that? That's a good idea. Wide receiver, edge, tight end. Yeah, Bond usually goes in the 3rd here on PFF. I'm not exactly sure where.
But we also have
Dr. Joe Boxer.
So Philip says go BPA, which of course everyone knows I agree with. But the problem is,
who is that?
We all think BPA is. Who is the best player here? So Rob's rankings say it's Taylor or Noel, right?
Royal. I thought you had Royals above
Royal.
No,
okay.
Taylor or Royal.
Okay. I thought you had a wide receiver up at 51 or 52, Rob.
I have Jalen Royals at 50 and Isaiah Bond at 51.
Okay. So, chat, anybody got a
They're
fake?
back-to-back in the same tier. And then Mason Taylor's in the same tier at 53. But again, I don't want to bully anyone.
Maybe we just need to narrow it down to those 3 players. That's the top of, we think that's the top tier, and just have chat vote on one of those 3. Was it Royals, Noel,
right,
or
Taylor? Dr. Truth is saying Mason Taylor. Who else wants Mason Taylor in the chat? You guys good with this? Yes or no? If not, throw out a name that you would rather have. Don't forget, we also have 8 coming up in what?
8 picks.
8 picks.
A lot of love for Taylor, it looks like.
Give me 1 second here.
We're losing you, Rob.
And you're the guy with the draft board. Uh-oh. Rob, you there?
We may or may not have lost Rob, which is interesting because he's I don't know if we've lost everybody.
How can we exist without him?
Maybe we don't.
I don't know if this is even happening.
Are we still talking to the people right now? What's happening?
So if Rob drops off, okay, Rob, hello, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my
Right.
internet all of a
Be
sudden.
back. It seemed to be good, and the chat seems to
People
think
like
that
Taylor.
Taylor is the consensus here.
Welcome to the show, Adrian. You say Taylor as well.
Let's welcome him by letting him get his pick.
All
But
right.
it's also who the chat's been saying. So let's go with Mason Taylor, son of a Hall of Famer.
All right. We got definitely
Breeze.
And this is right where he's ranked. So
I agree with Kevin on this. Sorry that it's like lagging so much that it's like finally putting all the chats in there. All right. Mason Taylor has been drafted.
And then we're going to pick again at 80. So
I'm just going to speed through to 80 real quick.
Yeah, we've picked Kenneth Grant, DT, Xavier Watts, a safety, Quinshon Judkins, running back, tight end, Mason Taylor.
All right, so were any of the edges that we were considering prior still here?
Philip, this is definitely a Bears thing to happen. I don't know how many times I watch press conferences and it completely lags out and then I can't hear anything that goes on. So, hey, I'm just following suit. Just following suit.
So, can you show us the edges, Rob?
Looks like Dr. JoJo is still interested in Bond. So that's
not bad.
No.
That's not bad at all. Is he the only receiver that's still there from who we talked about? Noel is still there, and Royal.
So we got Jalen Noel.
So we could say receiver and let people choose between those three.
Jalen Royals.
But somebody really wants an edge here.
Did Bond go, or where's Bond on that list?
No, he's down.
Okay, all right.
He's down. Here's the thing. What we could potentially do, although never mind. Well, we have 148 and 151. Can we package those to move up and try to get one of those slot receivers?
Okay, and take an edge here.
Can we trade a future third to get back into this round?
We said no trading in 2026, and that was your rule.
That was tongue in cheek there. That was a joke.
He doesn't want to receive any of them, but we can deal all of them. All right. What's the edge market look like?
The edge market is drying up.
I mean, I understand, you can't always go BPA. If you have an absolute need, you do need to fill the absolute need. But if we have a wide receiver up at the best player available, significantly better than the position of need, that's the debate, right?
So let's ask the chat. Do we want to take a receiver here? Who would that be? Bond, we're saying, as our best player available? Or
for me, it's Royals or Bond. They're A and B. It doesn't matter.
So who would be our best end? Let's just say it's
between those three,
Bond or who's our best end?
Elijah Roberts, but he's a small guy.
Is that your best end, Rob?
He's higher on my board, but I don't really know if I like him as a fit for Dennis Allen's system. So right there, I'd probably leave him off. I'd probably go the guy out of UCLA or
Uafemi.
Or Ashton Gillette. Ashton Gillette's got a really good jump off the line, right? Like not like Mike Green elite type speed, but he's got a really good jump off the line. He does have some build that he can put on to get a little bit more powerful. So I mean, I wouldn't mind him either. But again, it's not my draft. I'm going to let the chat decide. I don't know what we got going on.
Yeah, Kevin, you got any of these edges that are jumping off to you, or
have we lost the chat again?
Yeah, looks like we lost them, but seems like they want the receivers. So it's between Royals or Bond, I would say.
I don't understand why we keep losing the chat.
I wish I knew.
And I don't want to I can't refresh because that'll kill everything.
Yeah, we just got to get through a few more picks.
I switched to my other internet, which seems to be working better. I'm not lagging as much.
Well, the last thing the chat said. Okay, now it's back.
There we go.
The edges, so we knew with their size and weight. A lot of people want receiver. More so, I would say.
6'4", 295.
That ain't small.
No, you know what? I was confusing him with the guy out of Boston College.
No, but he's supposed to be like an early second rounder if we're talking about the same guy out of Boston College.
Yeah, Mecca. Yeah.
Yeah. Donovan Eziraku.
Yep.
6'3",
250, which is
green size.
So, my guy
Green, Abdul Carter.
Dane Brugler likes the Ashton Jalot. He's 6'3", 275.
Yeah, he had a really, really good combine.
So that's kind of the prototype for Dennis Allen. He's got Oluwafemi down at 92, but that's still got to be the same tier. 6'3", 260. So what do we think, chat? Is chat back?
It's kind of back. All right, so here we go.
Dr. Truth, we love you. We love your comic relief, man.
More appropriate area of the draft for a Kevin White.
Yes, much better than, what, 7th overall?
All right, what's our final say here?
All right, Adrian wants a receiver. He has said it twice.
So we're narrowing it down to Gillette, Royals, or Bond. Let's hear it, chat. Just say one of those three, and we'll just take the most common answer. Gillette, Royals, or Bond.
Let us know. Gillette, Royals, Bond. There is nothing wrong with Bond, Michael Hardy.
One of Rob's favorites.
I think the reason why he's kind of lower on people's boards is just because the production didn't match what you saw on film. But here's the thing. I don't think that really matters, to be honest. I mean, first of all, touchdowns are fluky. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference once he hits the NFL. And look, he's going to be the third wide receiver in this group. So
Ben Johnson offense. So
yeah, and he's going to stretch the field. He's got speed.
So
4.3 speed.
We
got a bunch
got
of Bonds coming in.
3 votes in a row for Bond. So I think that at this point might be the consensus. We got 20 other people watching. So
Bond. We're going Bond.
All right. Loading up on the weapons for the quarterback.
All right. We will find – I think we got to look at the best edge available.
Yeah, we might have to draft need in the 5th round. We're just going to have to go need.
That's fine.
Look, here's the thing.
I like this draft so far.
Here's the thing. We still got Austin Booker, right? Like, I mean, he's a developmental guy. Like, he's shown flashes.
And there's going to be, if a defensive end doesn't get addressed in the draft, there's some 27-year-old veteran out there who can come in and play 30% of the snaps and be just fine. That guy's got to exist out there.
So none of those
Walker's probably still available,
None of those edges have gone off the board yet. I paused it here at 98. We're getting ready to jump into the 4th round.
Yeah, I mean we're not trading up. I mean, so we just gotta let it ride and see.
Late. There goes Gillette.
I agree with this. I love Booker's motor as well. I think he just didn't get enough opportunities last year. It's going to be real interesting. The other one that's going to be real interesting to see, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but is Tyreek Stevenson. I just think I know that Ben Johnson said potential, but I definitely think the potential is there for him to succeed very well in man coverage. All right, we got our next quarterback right here. Let's just take Quinn Ewers to be our next quarterback and get rid of Caleb Johnson.
We did pick up that extra 5th round pick, too.
Now you're calling Caleb Williams Caleb Johnson.
Oh, no, I'm doing the backwards thing. Damn it. I've had too much whiskey.
All right, what do we got here?
Yeah, what are we at? We're getting to the point of the draft now. To be honest, chat,
Take out your darts.
I'm not I'm not well versed in this area of the draft just yet. Hopefully, over the next few weeks, I'll have somewhat of an idea. But
Johnny Walker, hold on.
We've drafted Johnny Walker. He's a smaller guy.
He's smaller.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I love bringing him up before because he's such an interesting guy. But I just don't think that
He's not small. I think he was actually 245 at the combine, but
I'm just not sure how realistic that is for Dennis Allen.
yeah. Tyler Batty's not actually awful.
No, I mean, prototype size. What do we know about his production?
I mean, BYU.
5th round pick. When you say not awful, that's a compliment.
Yeah. I mean, you're almost you're drafting like a crazy high ceiling guy in the 5th round, or a guy who's just got a solid floor. He's going to come in and just be okay and just
Wow.
enough on the roster.
The chat's going nuts for Batty.
Yeah. just insane.
This is the pick we've been waiting for.
We're going Batty for Batty.
Nice.
That joke writes itself. All right. Anyone else have a different edge rusher or a different position real quick that they want to throw in? Otherwise, I think that's the consensus here as we get to the later rounds. Here's the thing with these guys. Look, 5th round, I want to say the chances of success is like under 10%. 6th round, it's 2%. 7th round, it's like less than 1%. These are pretty much all dart throws.
So, this may or may not be the place for this conversation, but that definition of success is based solely on earning a second contract with the team that's drafted, right? I think there's other ways to evaluate success in the 5th round. Like, I would still classify Demarcus Robinson as a success. He's been on the team for 4 years. He plays 4 phases in special teams. No, he hasn't developed as a elite pass rusher, but
that's
a effective part on your roster that you got out of a 5th round pick.
And I took ownership and without talking to you two and cut his ass.
He still might not make this team depending on what else happens. I understand that, but you get 3 solid years out of a 5th round pick that you don't have to pay a veteran for. I think that's not a failure.
Right.
Michael does not want a kicker
yet.
No, Dr. Truth. I don't even think we've talked about an offensive lineman yet. Maybe we considered Gray Zabel in the 2nd round, but that's about it. Yeah. So I mean, Batty, we're just going Batty, right?
Tyler Batty.
Well, do we want to look at?
We didn't get Tyler Warren, so we're going Tyler.
We got another pick and 3 picks. So
yeah, so Batty's the best one according to their rankings. Who's available?
And then now you have the tackles added on there. You could probably take edge off.
Yeah, curious to see what we like here. Is there any development?
Emory Jones.
Emory Jones. That's just a guy.
He was a 1st round grade coming into the season.
Yeah, Emory Jones has fallen off quite a bit.
But that's why you take him in the 5th.
Yeah.
He was a 5-star recruit, all these things. Like he was.
Coach him up, man.
We could go center. We could go anywhere, to be honest. Look, the offensive line is set.
But they're asking about tackles specifically.
Yeah, I mean, a developmental tackle isn't the worst thing. Any of these names stick out to anyone in chat here?
You know what? It's because I can't get the banner quick enough. Here's our picks real quick, everybody. Just to kind of give you guys a reminder of where we're at.
That's a solid draft class, man. There's a lot of good football players on that list.
Is it scrolling? Oh, okay, I see. You put it up there. Yeah, I like that.
Kevin likes Emory. Dr. Truth just likes smart people.
That's why he likes this show.
Yeah.
Okay, we definitely want some OL. Smart locker room.
Purely off name recognition alone, I feel Emory Jones is... Well, someone put Nelson here.
Yeah, what do we know about Nelson?
From Wisconsin. That's an O-line university right there. Can you click on Jack Nelson? We lost Rob again. Oh.
He's good.
6'7", 316 pounds.
That's a good question, Michael.
Yeah, they love their Senior Bowl.
Let's just do a quick look. As far as offensive line goes, no.
Is the chat okay with trading all our picks in the 200s for 2026 picks?
Let's just call it a night.
I mean, honestly, you get a guy, an athlete like Emory Jones, a former 5-star recruit in the 5th round at a position kind of need. I think that's the guy. Is anybody opposed to Emory Jones?
Yeah, I mean, he had a rough year this year. He's got some technical issues, his technique issues. But look, I still had I think I had a 3rd or 4th round grade still on him. So to get him at this point, I would be ecstatic.
Few people asked for him.
There you go.
Me too. I have a consensus 122 players on my draft board right now, and I want to get it to 200 before the draft hits. So we're beyond my 122. I mean, I've obviously studied some of these names, but there's some guys on here that I do not know enough about.
All right, so let's just lock in Emory Jones, and then draft kicker, punter
punter, long snapper. We still didn't get our long snapper.
Oh, long snapper. Dr. Truth, who is the long snapper?
Oh, Nick Nash to the Eagles. I just saw him. That's my draft crush.
They get all the guys.
Hey, they're Super Bowl champs for a reason.
So, I mean, we obviously addressed wide receiver with Bond, who, we like. He's going to be a little bit more explosive than Nick Nash. But that 5th round is maybe that Nick Nash pick. So.
Yeah. Bob, this is something you and I have always kind of talked about. There's a certain point in the draft where you also can just choose the guy with the funniest name.
100%.
It might be that point.
Is this a Key and Peele skit?
In a way.
Yeah, we have no long snapper depth now. I'm pretty sure we can get one as a UDFA.
Right at the top of the list there.
That's why you went up to the top.
All right, so where are we now? This is the 7th round. We got 2 picks in the 7th round. Is that right? Or we just have the 1 pick?
233 and 241, I believe?
Yeah, we got 233 and 240 left.
So I know that someone talked about no kickers, but I think this is the part of the draft where if there's a kicker out there who's got a big leg, I think this actually is the spot for a kicker.
Tonka Hemingway. He just went, Dr. Truth. I saw his name. I saw his name go about 10 picks ago, I think. Unfortunately, he would have been my. Oh, maybe it was a little earlier. I saw his name, but he went. So.
Yeah.
All right, kicker though, like you said, Bob, Santos needs competition. Now, granted, you can get an undrafted guy, but you also could use your pick 233.
I like Phillips' approach here. Linebacker. You could always take linebackers here. They're good special team guys.
I mean, is Malachi? Well, we already got a safety, but is Malachi Moore going to fall that far?
I don't understand him falling all the way to the 7th. I have dropped him down. In my safety rankings, he's not even on my big board yet, but 7th round just seems a little steep for me. Like I probably would have him at the end of the 5th, top of the 6th.
Kicker, then funniest name. That's my vote. But what does the chat say?
I'm on board with that. Is anybody super opposed to a 7th round kicker? Is that just something that just doesn't make any sense at any point in the draft?
I don't understand the not wanting a kicker in the 7th round. I don't remember who said it. I think it was David.
Can you show us some of the names? To be fair, he said that a few rounds ago, but
yeah, I mean, we can't do any more kickers or punters in the 4th round. I think
to me, the top kicker in the draft is Ryan Fitzgerald. I think Pro Football Focus has it correct. Ben Sauls is the lefty, so if you wanted to get somebody a little bit out there, like you want to be like Michael Penix and not Teddy Bridgewater. Why can't I think of the guy in Miami? Tua, right? Where you got the flipped line. Your right tackle is really your blind side.
Oh, Janikowski was a lefty kicker.
Yeah, but he's not in the league anymore.
That's true. All right, let's take Ryan
Yeah,
Fitzgerald.
he's your top guy. Let's grab the Fitzgerald, and then we'll
So we'll take kicker now, and then I think Michael's got a good point here. Or if you think about it too, who's going to fit with the Bears' tush-push plans? Let's replace
Jaquavius Marks.
Jaquavius Marks. I mean, that's just
I think that might be the guy. I do think they're going to double up at running back, to be honest, whether it's going to be in the draft or if they go UDFA. I think they're going to double
they
up at running
almost
back.
explicitly said so that there's going to be impact running backs available late, if not undrafted free agents.
It'd be Ian Wheeler, though.
Yeah, I just think real quick for Michael Hardy here with the tush-push plans, I don't want to see Eric Kramer running the damn football this year, right? Not Eric Kramer.
Eric Kramer. I don't want to see that either.
I told you I've had a lot of whiskey.
Oh, man.
Oh.
That's right, Dr. JoJo. Bear down.
Don't forget claws up.
All right. Are we going with our man, Jaquavius Marks?
What do we think, guys? We just want the funniest name left in the... Doug Kramer is who I was going for, by the way. For those of you in the chat who are still with us, I
mean, that play helped them get Ben Johnson, so.
Well, that's true. That's
right.
true. But we do not want Doug Kramer running the football any longer.
Yeah, why don't we just lock up that?
Get us out of our misery here, Rob.
Yeah.
Jaquavius Marks.
All right.
He hits the mark. And then flash up the overall what we got.
Here we go. Well, it's going to give us our grade. Let's see.
I hope
this
Marks
is
didn't
an
hurt
A
us.
plus draft, no doubt about it. Our
You
chat,
think B plus?
our chat wouldn't do anything less.
This is a good chat. Let's see how the chat did.
Oh, A minus,
A
A plus.
Hey.
Oh, they don't like that.
They do not
They
like
definitely don't like Isaiah Bonds. They
Emory
hate
Jones.
Emory Jones.
Like Isaiah Bond might have been our favorite pick.
A B. Oh, well, B is good though, especially
Hey.
because
Hey, we got an A minus for Jaquavius.
There we go. They know what matters.
had we not taken a kicker. No, I'm kidding. He got a C actually. So
He
why is
did.
Emory Jones that late a bad pick?
I don't get it. I mean, 5th round.
All right. Good job, chat.
Yeah,
All right. For those of you who joined, we really appreciate it. We will do a recap of this, break down some of this a little bit more in depth middle of the week.
Yeah, this was a ton of fun. I really appreciate everybody showing up, participating, having some fun with us. We didn't know what to expect, but this was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, just make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Obviously, there's been lots of comments. This has been a lot of fun, but I think it's time. To end it. Bear down, claws up.
What's up?